Today we're going to do a rejuvenating yin. We're going to start in child's pose, toes together, knees apart, forehead on mat. We're going to start with deep cleansing breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth, making sure to fully fill the lungs, fully inflating before we exhale. Taking this time to set an intention for the class, for your practice. We're now going to do a body scan, noticing where we're sore, where we're tight, where we're uncomfortable. Noticing that that's always where our mind first goes to. Now noticing where we feel good, where we feel soft, where we feel comfortable, where we feel good, where our body feels loose. Maybe allowing our minds to go to that parts of our body. Letting our body sink deeper and deeper into the mat in those parts. Softening into those parts of our body. Feeling good, comfortable, confident with each breath that we take, more and more. With each inhale, with each exhale. Now going to inhale and rise up. We're going to keep our legs parallel and our hands next to each other, rooted down onto the mat for melting heart. We're now going to outstretch our hands in front of us, and we can put our forehead on the mat or on either side, left or right. We're going to feel a nice stretch in the lower back and underneath of our armpits. Feels so yummy. Such a delicious stretch. Now, if this is too intense of a stretch for underneath your armpits and in your lower back, if it's too much for you at any point, you can lower your bum back towards your heels, and this will de-intensify it just a smidge for you. But if you like how intense it was before, or you want it more intense, you want to amplify it up a little bit, you can go and bring your bum back more forward. And that's going to make it more intense under those armpits and in that lower back. You're going to feel that stretch more. Remember, you got to honor your body. Listen to where you're at. And remember, if at any point you become uncomfortable in a pose, you can come out of it. You should feel a stretch, feel good. It should feel intense, but it should not feel painful. So if at any point anything feels painful on your body, you should definitely get out of the asana. Do not stay in it. You're now going to inhale and rise up. And you're now going to go onto your right side for side seal. You're going to use your right arm to stabilize yourself, and you can use your left arm as extra support. Once you're in position, you're going to make sure your core is tight, your feet are pointed, and you're going to rise up on that right arm to feel the stretch on the right side of your body. Make sure you keep that right shoulder dropped. You don't want it scrunched up. Otherwise, that's going to mess up the stretch you feel on your side. Make sure that you keep that right hand planted, fingers spread apart. You should feel a nice stretch all up along that right side of your body. If you start to feel pain in that right hand, right wrist, you can always lower down. at any point, and then bring yourself back up. Remember to continue with the deep cleansing breath. We're going to be here for about another 30 seconds. Okay, exhale, lower down onto your tummy. Then you're going to swivel around to the other side. Going to be on the left side. You're going to use your left arm to prop yourself up. You can use your right arm to stabilize if you need. Remember to keep that left shoulder down. Spread out those left fingers. Feel the stretch all along that left side of your body. Keep those toes pointed, core tight. You're going to really feel that stretch. If you become uncomfortable at any time, you can always lower. Pain in your wrist, anything along that nature. Now you're going to exhale, roll back down onto your tummy. We're going to do either baby cobra, full cobra, or upward facing dog. For baby cobra, you're going to stay with your thighs down on the mat, toes pointed, and you're going to use just your forearms to lift up. And you'll feel the stretch in your lower back. If you want to do a full cobra, you're going to place and plant down your hands, and you're going to lift up and straighten your arms completely. And then you're going to have more of an intense stretch in that lower back. And that would be your full cobra. If you want to do an upward facing dog, you're going to plant your hands next to your sides, and you're going to lift your thighs completely up off the mat. And you're going to use your tops of your feet as your balance. And your thighs will be completely up. And this would be more of an intense pose. And you can do one, you can do all three, you can alternate between two. We're going to be here for about 2 minutes, so whatever you're comfortable with, one or the other or all three, go back and forth. Maybe today you want to do one, another day you want to do another. See where you're at on this particular day, this particular time. Again, always remembering to keep those shoulders down. You don't want to crunch them up. You don't want to cause any injury to the body. If you do have any kind of lower back issues, I definitely do recommend the baby cobra. Now we're going to go into downward facing dog. You're going to plant toes, and you're going to push on back. Hands are going to be shoulder distance apart, feet hip distance apart. You're going to push your tailbone back. Once you're there, you're going to pedal out the legs. making sure that your weight is back towards the tailbone, not forward towards the wrists. You don't want the weight on the hands and the wrists. You want it back towards the back, towards your feet. You can stay here, or you can lift up that right leg for a three-legged dog. Once there, you can circle out that foot, that ankle. Give yourself a nice little stretch. Circle it around. Drop it back down to the mat. Lift up that left leg for a three-legged dog. Circle that ankle around. Give it a nice little stretch. Drop it back down to the mat. And we're going to walk the hands and feet together to get into our ragdoll. Now for ragdoll, you're going to keep your feet hip distance apart. You're going to let everything go, all your weight, everything. You can keep your hands just down, or you can grab opposite elbows. You want to let all the tension go from your lower back, from your shoulders, from your head, your neck, your face, your jaw, your scalp, everything. Just let all the tension go. Let everything hang. Let everything go. Just let it all be. Just all hang. It feels so good. Keep a slight bend in the knees. You can grab underneath the soles of your feet with the palms of your hand and pull up for a nice gorilla stretch. If you can't quite reach, you can grab the big toes with the peace fingers and pull up for a nice stretch. And then release. Now we're going to walk the hands over to the left for a nice twist. Walk them over to the right. Nice twist that way. Back to the center. Now if you want, you can clasp your hands behind your back. If you have a nice shoulder stretch, you can stay here. You can flip them over your head for an intense shoulder stretch. When you're ready, you can release them back down onto the floor. Now we're going to slowly, very, 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 very slowly, so we don't get lightheaded, circle sweep our arms up as we inhale. Up, 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 slow, slow, slow. Hands to heart center as we exhale down, namaskar. We're going to do that one more time. Circle sweep the hands up into the air. And exhale, namaskar. Hands heart center. We're going to turn our feet out, pointed to the corners of the room. And we're going to drop down to a malasana squat. Making sure to keep the spine straight, elbows to the inside of the knees, hands still in a heart prayer. Now I like to do a nice Ujjayi breath here, in through the nose, out through the nose. Really feeling that breath in the back of the throat. You can continue with the deep cleansing breaths here if you prefer that over the Ujjayi. If you'd like to challenge yourself, you can come up onto your tippy toes here for a challenging Malasana squat. You can always stay where you're at as well. It's up to you. We're going to drop now down onto our bum, and we're going to lower down onto our backs. We're now going to go into reclined shoelace. You're going to take your right leg and cross it over your left leg. You're going to bring your knees back into your chest and grab opposite legs, or ankles I should say, with your hands. You're going to feel this pull on your right glute. It's a beautiful stretch for that glute area. It can become quite intense, so if you need to release it at any point, you can. Remember, with Yin, you really want to try to not move around too much, because the less movement, the more of a stretch you're going to get, the more intense you can get into these poses. You're going to yield the most results. So if you can stay in the pose, you really want to, but if it does become too much, too intense, you can release at any point. But you want to try to stay in for as long as you can. That will give you the best benefits. See where your edge is. Play your edge. Okay, you're going to exhale and release. You could shake out those legs because you're probably going to really be feeling that in that right glute. And now we're going to switch to the opposite side. You're going to cross the left leg over the right, and you're going to bring those legs up and you're going to grab those opposite ankles. And now you're really going to feel that in that left glute. Feeling that stretch. Okay, exhale, release, and shake out those legs. We're now going to do supine twist. So you're going to lift up the right leg, bend the knee. Keep those arms at your side. You're going to twist that right leg over the left. For supine twist, make sure to keep that right shoulder blade down on the mat. If it lifts up, it means you went too far with your twist. You're going to bring your gaze over to the right. Now, if you have really bad lower back problems or any kind of back problems or neck problems, and it becomes too painful for you to do it like this, you can bring your knees together. That might relieve a little bit of the pressure off the back and might be more comfortable for you. But if that's not enough stretch for you or you don't have any back problems, then you can straighten that leg back out for the twist. And that's going to intensify it, make it more of an intense twist. So see what's best for you. But if you do have the back problems, I do recommend putting the knees together. You also have the option for doing cat grabbing its tail and bending the left leg and grabbing it with the right arm. And that also intensifies the stretch and the twist a little bit. You don't have to, but it is an option. It's a little fun. Gives a little extra addition to the twist. Okay, you're going to release, go back to neutral. Okay, you're now going to lift up that left knee, cross it over the right leg. Bring your gaze to the left. Make sure you keep that left shoulder blade down. Again, you can bring the knees together if you need. Or keep the left leg straight. Sorry, the right leg straight. Now, once again, you can stay here, or you can bend that left leg and grab it with the left arm for cat grabbing its tail. Just intensifies the pose a little bit. Again, if you're going to bend that leg and grab it with the arm, just make sure that you're keeping the shoulder blade down, the left shoulder blade down. Okay, you're going to release. Bring the legs back to neutral. And then we're going to come to a seated position. Bring your legs to lotus, hands to heart center. I would like to thank you for joining me for your practice today. For your mind, your body, your spirit. The light in you honors the light. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste, sweet Omi.